Hello, and thank you, Lusume, for the sub. Because that means that, okay, that adds about 6 more lives onto the counter, bringing me back up to 104 lives out of 196. And that also increases, okay, the goal towards getting Sonic Adventure 2 first playthrough. We're now at $814, so we're less than $90 away from that goal. But Lusume, Lusume, Sleepless, Pokemaster Cube, welcome in. So, I'm trying to decide. Okay, of course I gotta get back to playing more Dark Souls 3 today. This is Dark Souls 3 Donathon Day. I want to decide if I want to play Dark Souls 3 for a little bit first, or should I go ahead and watch the new Kingdom Hearts trailer? Because there was like a new Kingdom Hearts. There's a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 released. There's a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 released like a day or two ago. And I haven't seen the full trailer, but I have seen a couple things. And from what I have seen, I have some thoughts. Some thoughts that need to be rambled about. If I can ask you to save Kingdom Hearts until I go to bed. Oh, okay. Alright, well then, I guess Dark Souls 3 first. So yeah, thank you, Lusume, for the sub. Just a little reminder that, every donation made will add, every dollar donated will add more lives to Dark Souls 3 for the Donathon. And, will also count towards our donation goals. And I usually say it, I keep bringing up every time I mention donations that direct donations help out the most. But, if you haven't seen it, so earlier today, not earlier today, earlier this week, Twitch made an announcement that basically said that, like, they're going to start using everyone's channel content to train their own generative AI, and you have to opt out. And they even said in the announcement that they have to they made it opt out, because if they made it to where if they made it opt in, no one would opt in. So even they know how annoying this is. But they're still going ahead with it. So yeah, just even if you don't stream, make sure to go over to your channel and your channel security settings and opt out of training of anything you make with your Twitch channel being used to train generative AI. Also, because of that, just gonna want to say once again that subs, bits, and gift subs do help, but direct donations help the most if you're considering donating towards the Donathon, because I receive the money you donate. I receive the money you donate immediately. I receive the money you donate immediately instead of having to wait at least half a month, often more than a month. And if you don't want your money to go to Twitch or Amazon, which is understandable, well, PayPal does take a little bit of money out to whenever I receive a donation to my PayPal, but I get much more of the money than through bits, subs, and gift subs. Pokemaster Cube says the opt-in by default has already caused the EU to start asking questions about if that is breaching laws over here. Yeah, I wonder how, like, if any of the companies who have Twitch channel, who have their own, like, sponsored Twitch channels, like the Capcom Fighters Twitch channel, if they're going to raise a fuss about this, because that means that their channels too, like anything that released on their channel, is also being used to train a generative AI. Hold on, that sounded a bit odd. That sounded a bit off. Just a second. See, Sleep says, I'm heard Brawl heard me squealing with delight over the Kingdom Hearts trailer. Probably thought it was a fly or something. No, I thought it was... No, actually, I heard a fly earlier. I heard a fly earlier this week, and I thought it was you squealing with delight over a new Kingdom Hearts trailer. And then I checked, and there wasn't a new Kingdom Hearts trailer released. But then I checked the next day, and there was a new Kingdom Hearts trailer. It does sound a little odd. Lusume says, I had to get the Chromebook, just turn that off. They don't give you the option on phone. Well, that's annoying. That sounds very annoying. Hey, Scorcher, welcome in. So yeah, welcome to day 5 of Dark Souls 3 for the Donathon. And also I'm going to be watching and talking about the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer released. So this is one time where I can't pull the usual, like, haha, I summoned this. Because even though I have planned on playing Kingdom Hearts very soon, this announcement was made before I started playing Kingdom Hearts. Although that will happen, that should happen at some point in the next few months. Okay, the sound is definitely sounding odd to me. Can y'all... Is the stream sounding odd to y'all, or... Oh, okay. Well, there's one life gone already. I'm gonna check the output. Okay, that sounds better. Sleep says, Google's worse about it actually because you have to ask a specific variation of the setting tabs, not the normal one to turn it off. Yeah, that is a thing. I saw some people saying that they were going to quit Twitch and just go over to YouTube, but the problem is that it is a problem with YouTube as well. Like, every single stream, I have to change a setting that says, no, I don't want people to use my stream to just shove generative AI into it. On the YouTube version. See... But, yeah, welcome. So, okay, there's a couple of other things I have to mention as well. So, one thing is that, one thing I have to mention, you. Get out of here, bot. Get on out of here. Okay, my excuse is, all I say about this area, the boss is one of my favorite fights. Sometimes I would even deliberately lose the fight as I'm about to beat it because I would want to do it again. I feel like one feature that could be added to Soul, like what the next FromSoft game, is like maybe a boss refighting thing. Oh, before I get to talking about stuff, something I should mention. So if you weren't here for last Sunday's stream, last Sunday I did do the Pokemon Smasher Pass. That stream should still be on Twitch and it's on YouTube if you want to watch it. And okay, I beat in Gundam. I don't know why I said Gundam there. In God Hand, although a Gundam game that plays like God Hand would be awesome, but in God Hand, since the Tuesday stream was really messed up, I ended up beating the final boss for God Hand off stream and like recorded my fight. And then I showed that fight on last Sunday's stream. So, God Hand is done, which means, yeah, we're about at thanks to Lusume's sub there, resubbing, I'm about $814 donated in total, which means we are less than $90 away from the next donation goal, making me play Sonic Adventure 2. And as far as the donation goal's gone, 2 are completed, Pokemon Smasher Pass and God Hand. And I'm nearing the end of, Wind Waker, so that's almost a third donation goal completed. Let's see. So he says, funny enough, that's in Sekiro. That is funny. Like, I feel like... Ow. Like, I feel like people would, like, in a game like, well, most of the From Software games, I feel like people would really like that. Like, a mode where you can just, oh, I'm going the wrong direction. A mode where you can just refight bosses. Oh, something to mention. Okay, yeah, I have to make this announcement. I have to make this announcement. So next... Okay, so next Sunday, the August 23rd is going to be starting like a PS4 blackout, or PS4 PS5 blackout to kind of protest Sony like making future PlayStations diskless. And well, I like having a disk drive I like having physical media for my games. So I'm going to be joining in that, which means the next couple of streams are going to be a bit different. I'm kind of figuring out what I might do. Because I am... So, thanks to Lasume's resub, I'm now up to 103 lives again, which means I'm over 100 lives left. However, I have no idea how long Dark Souls 3 is going to last. I don't know if I'm possibly going to beat this game. I don't know if I'm going to possibly beat this game. But with the remaining number of lives I have, I think it will take quite a bit of money donated to give me enough lives to beat this game. Ironically enough, I'm doing much worse in this game than in Bloodborne, but I think I'm actually enjoying playing this a little bit more than Bloodborne. Because I found a playstyle that I'm kind of enjoying. So it says, next Final Fantasy gets a pixel remaster. I'm kind of thinking about it. So, what might happen is this upcoming Tuesday, so the very next stream, will actually be another Dark Souls 3 Donathon day. Just so that I can, because, I've got, only so many lives left, just to kind of, I wouldn't say it's going to be a big finale because I have no idea. Someone could come into the chat in literally 5 seconds and just drop $1,000. That's kind of the whole thing about these Donathons is I have no idea how far this is going to go. We have gone a lot farther than I expected with the amount of money donated. But basically what Tuesday's stream might be is a big kind of a do or die stream. A Donathon or die stream. A Donathon or die stream. A Doonathon or die stream. Where I'm basically going to play this game for 7 hours. Far more than I can usually stand one of these games. To basically see how far I can get. Or if I'm not... Or if I'm not going to beat this, get through as many lives as I have. Basically see how far I can get with the remaining number of lives I have. Because after next Tuesday, the next couple, 3 streams, I won't be able to play Dark Souls 3 because I have this game on my PS5. As for what I do besides that, so I'm definitely going to be playing Wind Waker because I'm nearing the end of that, and Wind Waker might be next Sunday stream. And then for what else I do, I was thinking about returning to RoboCop Rogue City, and I am going to return to that soon. But I'm going to try to beat that game before the 200th playthrough, because I last played that game in, March. But I can't play it during the next 3 streams, because that is on my PS5. So what it might be is that the other streams is, in addition to Wind Waker, it might be me starting Resident Evil Remake. Because in between, some of the games I need to still play for, the Donathon, for the donation duels from last year, I'd like to mix in some Resident Evils and go ahead and get an early start on what I'd like to do for Brawloween this year. Because I'm not going to be able to stream as much for Brawloween, so I might as well go ahead and start. I'm going to do the Spirit Halloween thing of, opening up Halloween season, months early. Because I'm not able to stream that much. And what's probably going to happen as far as that goes is I'm going to mix up Resident Evil games, and I'm going to mix up Resident Evil games, on my way to playing Resident Evil 9 Requiem, and then I'm going to mix up those games, and then also the remaining donation duel games I need to play. Probably also Sonic Adventure 2. If we manage to break this. Well, of course, Dark Souls 3 will still be here. If I do manage to, if Dark Souls 3, if I have enough lives remaining going into September to continue the Donathon for Dark Souls 3, then yeah, Dark Souls 3 will also still be here. Oh, wait, hold on. Ow. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. The stream is really messing up, so I meant to, try to move back a little bit. Okay, it looked like there was a blip in the stream quality there for a second. Oh, hold on. Let me close down some things, I guess. Pokemon Cube says, you want an XCOM-like game? And then said, never mind game. Then. So, normally I wouldn't mind an XCOM-like game, but actually, I do have an XCOM-like game that I want to play on stream, and I was planning on fitting in. No. I have an XCOM game I have an XCOM-like game that released earlier this year that I'd like to play on stream, and I was hoping to play it during Brawloween, but I don't know if I'm gonna get the chance to just because of, like, okay, so just fully open telling y'all what my original plans for Brawloween this year, like, and my plans for like specific like themed months, they usually start, like, I usually plan this out months in advance. Which also means that my plans never happen because something always happens that keeps me from doing the full scope of my plans. So my original plan for Brawl, like, if I had been able to stream, like, the 3 or 4 streams I was hoping to this October, then this Brawloween would have been, like, 5 or 6 Resident Evil games, because Resident Evil 1 Remake, 2 Remake, 3 Remake, 4 Remake. I'm going to do a special playthrough, like, a special playthrough of Resident Evil 4 Remake. And, yeah, a special playthrough of Resident Evil 4 Remake and Resident Evil 9. Those 5 games, maybe Code Veronica, because there was the the announcement of, like, the Code Veronica remake. Maybe Resident Evil 5, if I wasn't in my current situation with, like, living with my parents, and thus my internet's not reliable enough to play games on co-op. But I was also really wanting to fit in Dead Rising, this XCOM-like game I have, which is called, like, Vulture's Scavengers of Death. It's like, it's a mix between XCOM and classic Resident Evil. Those games, and also I was hoping to play Luigi's Mansion. Because I played Luigi's Mansion 3 some years ago, and I was like, but now that I have, like, a working GameCube emulator, now I can, like, play GameCube games, like, hey, why not go back and play Luigi's Mansion 3? That sounds like a blast. Or Luigi's Mansion 1. That sounds like a really fun time. But we just might not get to that this year. But yeah, kind of what I was saying is that, so what's probably going to be happening is for the next 2 weeks is that, like, I might do a really long Dark Souls 3 stream on Tuesday. To either like use up the rest of my lives in to basically make, like, one giant big push in Dark Souls 3 for the Donathon. Because we've seen... Oh, great, I'm back down to 100 lives again. Because we have seen some donations, but there's really been not that much. And in this game, I definitely feel like I'm gonna need people donating to increase the number of lives to keep me going in this game. Sleep says, do you have any purple mosses? They remove the poison stats that build up. Oh, I should probably check that. Yeah, let me check that. Oh, I do. Ow! Curse you, lack of a pause screen in Soulsborne games. And then basically, so after beating God Hand, I've got about 4 more games I have to play, and then we're gonna start Kingdom Hearts, and then at that point, like, every stream is gonna be Kingdom Hearts until I beat Kingdom Hearts, except for maybe some special events, like, because everything's ready for the Capcom Fighters Marathon from Hell. Nearly everything's ready for the stream where you can me drawing characters suggested by y'all. By the way, if you still want to suggest characters and you haven't yet, that form is still open. But yeah, that stream, I'm still working on stuff for the Handheld Horror Showcase, that might be able to happen in October. I was considering making that stream into a full YouTube video essay, because there just how much work has gone into it. But I think it'd be just for the other projects I need to do. I think it'd be better if I just go with my original idea of making, like, a PowerPoint that I have a script for. A stream where I show a PowerPoint that I have a script for. So it says that adds poison to your weapon, not removes it from you. Oh. Okay, in that case, let me see what else I have. Boost by poet, temporarily boost magic, adds poison to right-hand weapons. I probably should have read that. Blast fire, boost HP and boost fire, temporary boost to restore stamina. Gain strength, repairs equipped weapons and armor. Okay, so no, I do not have. No, I do not have anything to cure poison, it looks like. So yeah, next couple of weeks, what might be happening is, like, things shift around a little bit, and very next stream on Tuesday is, like, Dark Souls 3. Then next Sunday is, like, Wind Waker. Then the following Tuesday will either be, like, Wind Waker or starting Resident Evil 1 Remake. And then, like, next Sunday will be the other game, either Wind Waker or Resident Evil 1 Remake. Because I'm going to go ahead and get Resident Evil 1 Remake beaten, because that game I can get, like, that game is not that long. And then after after Wind Waker's done, I'm going to probably return to RoboCop Rogue City. And then after Resident Evil 1 Remake is done, I'm going to return to other Resident Evil games. Unless, well, okay. After Resident Evil 1 Remake is done, I'll probably go back to playing more of this. If I still have lives left in this game. If I don't have any lives left in this game, then I will continue on with more Resident Evils. Oh. Damn it. Hey, I'm not dead. Now I am. Yeah, that's probably what will happen. And then as far as my plans for the rest of the year, because after these next 2 weeks, like, we're halfway through August now, which means that there's only 4 months left in the year. Which means I only have so many streams left in the year. Fucking Master Cube says, I'm curious, what do you think the boss of this zone is? No one tell him if he's right or wrong. Okay, I have to remember what area I'm in. Hold on, let me go check. I'm gonna go back right back here and check what area I'm in. Because I think I know. Fair and Keep. Okay, so I think it's gonna be the Abyss Watchers. I don't know all the bosses, but I know about, like, the 4 lords you have to find. So I know about the Abyss Watchers. I know about those 2 princes who, like, work to get, who you have, like who one climbs on top of the other partway to their boss fight. I know the big sludge monster that like is actually secretly a character from Dark Souls 1 in disguise. I know about the big giant. I guess I probably don't have to call them big giant, because if they are a giant, that means they're already big. But I know about the giant. So yeah, I don't know all the bosses, but I know about some. And the 4 lords you have to fight are amongst those. So because this is Farron, I'm assuming that it's the Abyss Watchers. Since they could be a small giant. Pokemon Cube just says Sludge Cube isn't a DS1 character. He ate a DS1 character. Potentially 2 of them. Okay. The Sima said, I'm going to have fun, everyone. Alright, let's have a good rest of your night. Oh, jeez. As far as what games, what my plans are for the rest of the year, well, of course I'm gonna, I can't have too big of plans because, you know, my current stream schedule, whilst I'm staying with my parents. It's really gonna be, try to do as many of the special event streams that y'all donated for, have as many of those done by the end of the year. And besides playing through all these Resident Evil games that I'd like to play through, because it is Resident Evil's, a 30th anniversary. I was thinking about maybe doing a Pokemon game, but I'm not sure, I have the time for that. And instead, what I'd really like to do before the end of the year, besides all these Resident Evils and getting these donation, special events done, is definitely get through Kingdom Hearts, and because it's also their anniversary years, I'd really like to play Final Fantasy X and Sakura Wars before the end of the year. Oh, I should not have done that. Gosh dang it. Which, all of that will probably take me the rest of the year. Because Final Fantasy X's a big game, and Sakura Wars is going to be a big game. But yeah, once I'm done with... And then... It's probably a bad idea to make plans for next year, when I'm still in September, but... However so much as I can plan for next year, next year is going to be, a bunch of Final Fantasy games, and a bunch of Final Fantasy games, because it is, Final Fantasy's anniversary year. I guess I don't have to fight the slugs. Especially since it just gets me poisoned more every time I do. I probably don't need to fight the slugs. Oh, wait, what's that? Okay, it's a prism stone. I'm guessing... Well, I probably don't want to know what that is. Will they follow me up here? Okay, it doesn't look like they're following me. But yeah, this is kind of what I mean by, I'm not sure how long I'm going to last in this game, unless more donations start coming in, because I'm already, we started, thanks to Susume's resubbing, I started the stream at 104 lives, and I've already lost all the lives he gave me. We're now back. We're like 30 minutes in, and I'm already back to the point I was at the end of at the end of last stream. Oh, did they drop? Okay, they didn't drop something. All right. So he says, I do agree. I feel like I died more in Dark Souls 3 than I did in any other Souls games I played last year. Which is funny because as far as actually like the playing this game, I'm kind of liking it more. So I'm getting my ass absolutely handed to me in Wu-Chang though. Oh, by the way, Supus, I did see at the start of the stream that you were playing more Twilight Princess, and that is definitely like there's a couple of games that I'm playing off stream right now. Twilight Princess and the that's probably a game I might start playing off stream around the October season to like replay through that game because of the decompiled version that you can get on PC. Well, hopefully by this point next year, hopefully by this time next year, I've gotten enough money together where I've moved out of my parents' house and can thus do something a bit bigger for Brawloween. We shall just, I'll just have to see, just have to try to save up as much money as I can. Okay, let me just run past them. And okay, they're not chasing after me. Okay, that got him. Like that, not so much that. Okay, there. Alright. So let me think. We got all of September, all of October, all of November, all of December. I don't even know how many days I get off in for Christmas or Thanksgiving. I know I get Thanksgiving off, but I'm not sure like what I can do for streams at that time because I'm one of the reasons why I'm well it's not a major reason, but one of the minor reasons why I'm trying to move out of my parents' house as quickly as possible is that as long as I'm staying here, I kind of have to go to most family gatherings. Wait, what? Hey, what? Wait a second. Oh, come on! Pokemon Cube says, Liza P is what was stomping me last year. Well, the monster type enemies. The most humanoid type ones were fine. Liza P might be a game I play for a future Brawloween, because that does seem... It's not a horror game, but it's close enough in tone and style to where I kind of think I could fit it in Brawloween. But we will just have to see. I really shouldn't be setting plans for what I'm streaming in the future year, like, in the years ahead, because of how limited I am in time to stream right now. So Master says, oh yeah, I loved it. Just the green monsters enemies like it were just ones I couldn't get a handle on. Okay, I need to go up here. Okay, I'm already down to 96 lives remaining. Dang it. Oh no. Oh yeah, that was a mistake. That was a lot of mistakes there. Okay. Pokemon Cube says, I do remember being told because I was having issues late game to be ready to struggle with Lexacia and then take her out first try. So it says, if you're good at one, you're usually bad at the other. Ain't that just the way? Oh yeah, so I did add, because of Twitch's whole new thing where they said, like, Twitch is now forcing everyone to use generative, to have their channel being training generative AI unless they opt out of it. I've added, like, a tag to the streams now of no gen AI, and on, like, the board, on the main, on, like, the channel about information, like, have a big picture, like, artists have been sharing around. I've taken one of them that says, I'm not using, no generative AI. So if you have anyone you know who is not following the channel but just wants to have a big sigh about how awful generative AI has made things, well, they're welcome here. Oh, by the way, speaking of horrible things that are being forced upon us, even though they'll definitely make our lives worse, and anyone who knows about like what they're actually like will make our lives worse. Make sure to call if you live in the United States, make sure to call your senators and tell them to not let the COSA get passed. I did hear that the Screen Act got taken down. Like it was defeated and didn't get pushed through, but they're still trying to put the Congress people who want the COSA be pushed through. They're still trying to get that one pushed through. So, yeah, if you live in the United States, make sure to call your senators to make sure that COSA doesn't get passed. To make sure that COSA and other internet censorship bills don't get passed here. If you need like some help, if you're not sure where to go, highly recommend the website badinternetbills.com because that's a great information source to help you That's a great information source to help you figure out how to call your senators and like knowing what to say. Ow. Yay, I made it past them. Where do I go now? Okay. Oh, because I don't know, earlier this week I got a hankering to play some Mario games. So, like, I spent this week, like, replaying through Super Mario World and Yoshi's Island. I've played those games so much that it only took me, like, a day for each. Like, I beat Super Mario World in, like, after my work shift on 2 days. So really just, like, only a few hours. And Yoshi's Island, I started that game, like, yesterday to replay through it, and I'm already over halfway through it. I played both those games so much that I played both those games so much that I could just glide through them easily. Alright, that's 2 of them. I think there's just 1 more, and then I can access this area. Oh, hello. There's 2 of them. There's 3 of them. Okay, great. So I think I was using Winter's Rapier at start, Dancer's Curd for mid-game, and then Dragon's Sword for endgame. Let me take them out one at a time and see how this goes. That sounds like there's a bunch of creatures down there. Oh, but there's a bonfire right through there. Oh, shit. Well, okay. Oh, great. They've got poison mist. Where did they learn to fight it? New Japan? Okay, that missed. Oh, good. I actually got him. Nope. Okay, didn't get them there. Okay, they're dead. Oh. Right. Dang it. Oh, shit. They really want to fight me on the bridge. Okay, good. There's definitely some other things around here, though. I can hear them. Okay. I guess I should go ahead and rest here. And now they're right there. Maybe let me go back to the Firelink Shrine. Now, let me go back to the Firelink Shrine, and then I don't think I have enough souls to level up, but I can try. Oh, there you are.
Welcome home, Ashen. Speak then. Very well. Then touch the take nourish.
Nope, no. Okay, I'm a little short.
Farewell, Ashen. May the...
I think I have some items that I can use. One thing that'll probably happen... So, if the Donathon ends with this game, then... If the Donathon ends with this game, then it'll probably be like a long time. It'll be a long time before I play another Soulsborne game on the channel. There's just... Bloodborne kind of burnt me out on Soulsborns already. And there's so many other games I'd like to play first before... I'd like to play after this before I play another I get to another Soulsborne game. Pokemon Cube says, well, I'm going to try and get some sleep. It's too hot here. Peaked at 26 degrees Celsius today, and the lowest on Friday, which was 28, but I don't do above 15. Alright, Pokemaster Cube, have a good night. Okay, well, since Pokemaster Cube is gone, so let's watch that Kingdom Hearts trailer. But basically, what I was about to say is that, yeah, if the Donathon ends with this game, then this will be the last Soulsborne game I play on the channel for some time, because Bloodborne kind of burned me out on them. If I do manage to beat this game and we go into Donathon Arc 4, well, I'm not even going to think about that until we get a lot farther in the game, until we get a lot farther in this game, until I get a lot further, but... Okay, time for Kingdom Hearts. Let's see what Sora and his big shoes and his spiky hair and his giant key are up to in Kingdom Hearts 4. Okay, let me just hold on. Gotta show this. See, I'm just gonna take a little bit of a break to show Kingdom Hearts, or to see what the new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 showed. Hopefully it's not too loud. This I did see.
Brings back memories.
That they announced, like, Coco World. This is the first Disney World we see confirmed for this game. Like, 8 years after its announcement. Like, 8 years after it got announced.
Wait, what happened?
8 years after it got announced, we finally see, like, one of the Disney Worlds is getting to this game.
Remembers you? You disappear from this world. We call it the final death. Hey, it happens to everyone eventually. Come on, De La Cruzito. You got a contest.
I can't wait for them to just show Sora standing in the corner. So it says 4.5 was announced at the 20th anniversary. Yeah, I can't wait for Sora to just be standing over in the corner. Okay, we're gonna have to. Okay, I'm sorry. We are gonna have to mute this. I can see. I think we're safe from Square Enix. We are not safe from Disney. Disney has a gun with copyright pointed right at it. Oh, finally, some Heartless-looking Heartless. Gosh, all the Heartless in oh, there's Sora. He's over there. All the Heartless in the Japanese area that they were showing didn't really look like fun cartoony creatures of darkness. They just kind of looked. They didn't really look like Heartless. Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay, no, sorry. Yeah, unfortunately, he's still singing, so. Well, I mean, not unfortunately, but you get what I mean. Sorry. Oh, there we go.
This is Quadratum.
They're asking for Dandelion dispatch.
What the fuck did they do to Sora? Okay, I do have thoughts about Sora's new design that I have to talk about after we watch the trailer. This is what I mean, that like those Heartless in the Coco World, they look like Heartless. They look like Heartless. These just kind of don't. And again, Coco is actually a great choice for a world for Sora to explore, like a Kingdom Hearts, for a Kingdom Hearts world, like this Dia de los Muertos world. Sleepless going to bat for Kingdom Hearts again says, yes, you and everyone else hate his Quadratum design. Well, it does suck. Like, I'm one of the people who's actually, like, mostly excited about this game. Like, I'm, like, really excited about this game. But it does suck. But his new design does suck. Why is there a Mickey Mouse sections? Okay, there's Mickey Mouse sections, okay.
When folks disappear above, is this where they always end up?
But Sora isn't here.
Sleep says he looks like a Sleepless. Sleep says he looks like a Final Fantasy character. Is that what you guys wanted? More Final Fantasy Kingdom Hearts? No, he doesn't. Okay, no, he doesn't look like a Final Fantasy character. He doesn't even look like a modern Final Fantasy character, which I've seen some people say. No, he looks like we're gonna get to this when I talk about the design, but no, he looks like they just pulled him out of that Dissidia mobile game. Oh, cool, you get to play as Donald and Goofy. That does look like a lot of fun. That actually sounds like a really good idea.
What?
Sora, is something wrong?
What can you see? Sora, hey!
Oh, he's gone again.
Whoa! Here's a surprise.
What?
You're looking pretty good.
Is this young Xemnas again? Or not young Xemnas, young Xehanort. Did young Xehanort come back?
Sigurd!
Oh, hey, Riku. Okay. I mean, I was already excited. Glad to finally see some worlds outside of the town in Japan that they were showing. But yeah, I do have now. Hold on, I'm trying to show this. There we go. Okay. But yeah, overall, cool announcements that, like, yeah, Kingdom Coco World. So that basically confirms that, I mean, like, we are going to, like, what a lot of people, including myself, were thinking, that they might move on to, like, worlds that are not Disney worlds. No, they're definitely still keeping the Disney world. Like, they're definitely still keeping the Disney worlds. Okay, so... But yeah, I have to talk about this. Hold on. Gonna pull this up again. I have to talk about this because I've seen, like, now that we have a full render, Sora's design, like, in Kingdom Hearts 4 did bother me, but I didn't realize how much I didn't like it until we got the hold on, how do I just show this? Do I have to use display capture? I didn't realize how much I disliked it until we got, like, the full render was just shown off. Okay, I'm gonna try to... I'd like to try to do this. Oh. Hold on. I guess I'm gonna need display capture. I don't want to do that, but I think I have to. Okay, let's see if this looks right. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Sorry, I need to... Okay, there we go. So, yeah, we got a render for Sora's new look, and like I said, I realized there was already something off about his design, but I didn't realize how much I disliked it until we got this full render. I'm gonna try and copy. There we go. And again, I'm talking about this, like, people have already, like, it's only been out for, like, 24 hours, and people are already really bashing it. But there was something else I saw people talking about that I didn't think was correct. So, okay, that was Sora's... Okay, well, we're gonna get to that, but... Hold on, I got, like, these images are mixed up. Okay, there we go. So, yeah. First of all, I wanted to look at, like, the general progression of Sora's design. So we got... Copy. There we go. So, here's Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora. Here's Kingdom Hearts 4 Sora. And just, okay, let me post the... Yeah, there's Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora. I'm not going through all of his designs. We're just gonna... I'm just posting the major ones here, so... I'm just posting the major ones here because I want to show, like, his the general progression we've had. I think really the worst part of it is, like... Well, okay, a big problem with it is that we've gotten this, like... We've really lost the kind of cartoony... The more cartoony, look to him. Which that was one of the, like... Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are, like, the... In my opinion, they are two of the definitive, like, PS2 games. Like... They are two of the definitive PS2 games. Like, they're... Like, when I think of games that, like, exemplify, like, what games on the PS2 look like... Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are those. Okay. So it says, what you're talking about is the shift from Unity to Unreal. It's not even that, because, again, like, people are saying, like, oh, he looks like a modern Final Fantasy character, but not even... No, he looks like a specific type of modern Final Fantasy character. Okay, I know that this is like this is Cloud. Okay, this is just them adapting the design for Cloud from his original game into a modern look. But like, okay, I can move him down here. So it says, no, people had the issue with design looking soulless in Kingdom Hearts 3. I think really the issue is that people, like, okay, at the time of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, people were really making fun of, like, well, after Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 was a time when people really started making fun of Tetsuya Nomura's, like, chain wallets and zippers style. But the issue is that is, and, like, since then, he's kind of, I think it's kind of safe that he's moved on from that style. If it is still him designing the characters, that is something to mention. That is a problem that a lot of people, including me, I've done this as well. That is a problem that has happened when talking about anything Tetsuya Nomura has done, which is just everyone going, oh, it's a Tetsuya Nomura problem. When it's like, no, there's a giant team of people who made these games. But yeah, if it is him doing the character designs, it kind of seems like he's over the zippers and chain wallets and has now moved on to modern Japanese fashion. Or not even, like, okay, not even modern Japanese fashion, because I don't know what modern Japanese fashion is, but more like modern-day streetwear. Yeah, even, like... Let me pull up Clive here. Let me grab Clive here. Even modern Final Fantasy characters do have, like, a bit of a style to them. Because, like, looking... Like, again, Cloud is just, like, adapting... He's adapting his, like, classic look. But there is still, like... There is still a style to it. It's a bit darker. Like, it's a bit darker in color tone. But it does still have a lot of, like, the sci-fi elements to it. Like, with his gauntlet with the bolts on it. And his gauntlet with the bolts on it is like his single pauldron. So says he had his belt and zippers phase in the 2000s. He moved on to plaids and higher end fashion in the 2010s, exemplified by fucking Lightning being a Prada model. Yeah. It is a bit funny, though, that people were making fun of Nomura for the zippers and chain wallets, the belts and zippers, but nowadays, because this new style is really just like contemporary streetwear, people really miss the belt and zippers because it was weird, but it is a style. But yeah, Clive too as well. Like, he does have... Sleep says, I'll amend, late 1990s. But really... I think the problem here with this is that nowadays, Nomura or whoever is on his team that is designing the characters... Nomura still really likes the kind of style he was doing in Final Fantasy 15. Because this is actually one of the things. Sleeve says he did not do the design for Clive, though. No, I know he didn't do the design for Clive. This was Clive's here because people were saying. Oh, I'm sorry. Clive's here because people were saying like, oh, new Sora is just modern Final Fantasy design, when he's not. He's like a subtype. Because there's now basically like amongst the big Final Fantasy games, there's like, well, amongst Final Fantasy games, there's like 3 to 4, maybe 5 kind of styles. There's like the FF14 style, which I think is also FF16. I think because like a lot of people who worked on FF14 worked on FF16. So yeah, there's like the FF14, FF16 style. There's like the modernized FF7 remake style, and then there's like these like FF Final Fantasy 15, and now Final Fantasy 15 kind of style. Sleep says 14 and 16 is CBU3 or whatever their internal name is now. So yeah, basically what I'm saying here is that I'm not trying to say. Basically, I'm condemning this new Sora design, but I'm doing it at a different angle from what I've seen other people say, which is, I know I keep saying this line, but I do have to bring it up because it was just I just don't like it. It irks me specifically. Man, I really am being like the kind of thing that happens when someone converts to a new religion and they really get into being a member of that new religion, while all the people who are like born being members of that religion are like, yeah, okay, they're a bit more chill. I think I kind of get the feeling I'm being like that for Final Fantasy games as a latecomer to the series. Yeah, it really. Basically, what I'm saying here is that, like, I do really miss that whole thing of you don't know what you got till it's gone. People were mocking Sora's, like, weird outfits in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, but dang, looking at them side by side, they do look a lot better than the, well, I mean, there's still elements of it in 3, but it's, like, a lot more subdued, and it's just all gone. I think the part I miss the most. Sleep says, I think some of it also, we've seen Sora looking like his Kingdom Hearts 4 version since the critical completion art for Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, I think a specific part of it for me is that Sora's hair just feels like Noctis's hair. Which, we've seen 30 other characters that have Noctis's hair. This really feels like they looked Sora and they just kind of slammed Noctis into him. Actually, okay, this is kind of funny. You could kind of sum up the changes in design by just looking at their shoes. Original shoes, like giant freaking shoes, mostly yellow, a little bit of black. Some other color, like some other bits of blue in there. Set Kingdom Hearts 2 shoes. We've now shifted to mostly being black, but with like half of it's black, half of it's yellow. But they're still big shoes. Kingdom Hearts 3 shoes, they're all big. Kingdom Hearts 3 shoes, they're mostly black, like just a bit of yellow there. There's still some yellow there, but it's just a bit. Kingdom Hearts 4 shoes, he's just wearing like normal shoes there. He's just wearing normal shoes there that are like black with like, I mean, they've got like a bit more color than they've got about the same amount of color as the Kingdom Hearts 3 version, but they're not the big goofy clown shoes. A big part of the reason I was doing this is because I wanted to look at these designs side by side and kind of see how we got here. The hair being gone, like his like really spiky hair. Sora has like one of the, when it comes to anime spiky hairs, spiky anime hairdos that people think of, Sora is up there with Cloud as having like the spiky anime hairdo. Well, like up there with Cloud and Goku as like having the spiky anime hairdo. And that being gone is a big problem. That's actually one of the biggest problems with this, because again, him having Noctis hair just really makes him look like they kind of mix Sora with Noctis. But another problem is that his eyes are a lot more bright blue in the previous versions. Like, he's got a bit of blue in his Kingdom Hearts 1 design. He's got a bit of blue, but then he's also got like this piercing blue for his eyes, to where like it's a brighter shade of blue than the rest of he's got along his body, so you can kind of like clearly pick out his eyes. Then Kingdom Hearts 2, they dull the rest of the blues, but they keep the really bright blue. And then in Kingdom Hearts 3, we've kind of dulled the blue, and all the rest of the blues and outfit is gone. And Kingdom Hearts 4, I can't even tell like what color his eyes are. I'm also just now noticing they've added like a real metallic sheen to like the Keyblade, which does look a little odd. It makes sense because the Keyblade is made of metal, but I think in a weird way the Keyblade actually looks better. In a weird way, I think the Keyblade actually looks better when it looks more plasticky. So it says, I think you also remember PS2 versus PS5 is a huge jump in visual fidelity. You don't need to make characters as discernible from afar like you did on PS2 because graphics are so much further advanced. I would say yes and no. Yes, you do have a lot more visual fidelity now. So you can render things a lot more, and you can show things a lot more on screen. However, the reason why I'm focusing so much on color is because color in character designs is really good at drawing your attention to like a specific place. That's a reason why so many characters in like Japanese media have blonde hair. Like they have mostly blue and black. They have like a lot of dark blues and purples and like darker and like cooler colors in their designs. But then they have like bright yellow hair or like blonde hair because it stands out. So you are right. You are right in that there is more visual fidelity now, and so you kind of know what character you're gonna have, what character you're controlling, because like that's where the camera's pointed around. And they're like more discernible from afar compared to other characters. But this does also mean that if you were to just kind of sit Sora around, like he's now going to stick out more from the Disney characters. But he's going to do that because he's like because he's in like the very anime-esque style Kingdom Hearts has. But now if you sit this Sora amongst a bunch of other Final Fantasy protagonists, besides the ones from like Final Fantasy 13 and 15, he's gonna kind of just smush together with like the Final Fantasy 13 and 15 protagonists. Whereas I know that Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy are different series, but they are like really interconnected with each other. I also could be wrong about Disney movies. I'm just going off of what I saw from Coco, that he does stand out there. But I haven't seen a Disney movie in quite some time. This is actually whenever I get to playing Kingdom Hearts 4, this is going to be like when I played Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3 on the channel, and when I get to replaying them on the channel, Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, and like the other Kingdom Hearts games, I'd watched most of those Disney movies because I grew up with a lot of Disney movies. A lot, like, what's probably going to be featured in a Kingdom Hearts 4 is a lot more modern Disney movies, like movies we've gotten in the last 10 years since Kingdom Hearts 3. And a lot of those I haven't seen, so this is going to be like a lot of new territory. I've seen Coco, but I'm guessing we're probably going to get Moana, which I've seen that movie as well. We're probably gonna get we're almost, now that I'm thinking about it, we're almost certainly gonna get Moana, because Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 had Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 had Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 had the like the Pirates of the Caribbean world that you explore, like as the sailing world, and they could kind of like, because there's no new Pirates of the I mean, I guess there was like Pirates of the Caribbean 4 or 5, but what they could really just do is like use Moana instead. Okay, Lightning 13-2. Okay, hold on. Slips says, Brawl, do me a favor and pull up the key art for Lightning in Final Fantasy 13-2 and Lightning Returns. Okay, let me see if I can... Hold on. Get this, and Lightning Returns. Wait, no, okay, that was Lightning Returns. Oh, never mind. No. 13-2 Final Fantasy. Okay, Dave Park says, Brawl, how did 13 get lumped in anything when Sora looks nothing like Lightning or Sarah? I guess I just haven't seen enough. Hold on, I haven't seen enough. Let me take this down for a second. Yeah, I guess I haven't seen enough Final Fantasy 13 art. Okay, no, I've definitely... Okay, yeah, I just haven't seen enough Final Fantasy 13 art, because, yeah, these characters... Because this is definitely, because this is definitely looks nothing like, modern... like, 15 or modern Sora. So, yeah, it's really... So, okay, so I'll admit, I got that part wrong. I will admit, I got that... Like, that was on me. I got that wrong. So, yeah, there's... Well, that's going to be interesting when I get to this game, though, because I'm curious, like, what kind of style 13 is in. Because it definitely looks... It looks very different from... Well, it's got its own unique kind of style, like a lot of the other Final Fantasies. At least the ones I've seen. Sleep says, I'll let you know it looks like a Final Fantasy. Yes, but... Sleepless, I was just talking about... Yes, but Sleepless... You're right, but... I mean... That could be in a lot of things. I just talked about how there's like three distinct visual styles for like modern Final Fantasy games, which is the whole reason I went on this rambling. Okay, but that was... I just had to talk about this because it was bothering me. Both like Sora's new design, but also that people were like, "Oh, this is just how modern Final Fantasy looks." But it's like, no. Even from someone who hasn't played a lot of the games and is clearly wrong about some things, like I just was about 13, even for me, like, there's still a clear, like, multiple different styles of Final Fantasy. So it says, you have to understand, bro, Final Fantasy has a feel to it, and once you see it more, you become much more numb to the differences because it still feels like Final Fantasy. Okay, but anyway, I had to ramble about that. So to sum up my thoughts, I am still really excited for a new Kingdom Hearts game. But the visual style does bother me, which is really weird to say for a Kingdom Hearts game, when usually the visuals are one of the strongest parts. Like I was saying, there's a... If you were to ask me, like, to name games that make me think of the PS2, Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2 are at the top of that list. So it says, like, yes, Cloud, Lightning, Clive, and Zidane all look distinct and different, but if you put them all in a lineup, you'd still know it's Final Fantasy. Okay, I really need to get something to eat. all that rambling about visual style has made me hungry. So I really need to get something to eat. I will be right back, and when I get back, I'll keep going through Dark Souls 3. So I'll return in just a little bit. Thank you for sitting through BrawlKaiser yapping about. Thank you for sitting through my yapping about about this one character's designs throughout the years. Okay, I'm back now. So now that I'm back, let me... Where'd she go? Oh, there she is. I just wasn't looking in the right place.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine. Very
Let me
well,
level
then
up.
touch the take nourishment.
Also, I don't think I said hi to earlier, so hi, Detective Hardig. Hope you're doing well. Okay, and... I guess I will increase my... I guess I'll increase my intelligence.
Farewell, Ashmaiden.
And back I go. Okay, so I just reached the ruins of the keep. I think I still need to light one more, or like I need to extinguish one more torch in order to get into that big door. Okay, good. They don't notice me. That looks like the big door, but... Oh, boy. That looks like the big door, but one of the, one of these isn't lit, so I'm missing one. Maybe there was like a side path I should have taken? Oh, boy. Oh! Yeah, maybe there's a side path. Let me look around. There might be a side path I need to take. Oh, jeez. Ow. Ow. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I got an undead bone shard. Okay, an undead bone shard. Ah, well. Well, I was kind of following the path. I guess I was kind of following the path of these fires, so... Well, not these fires specifically, but other fires. So maybe if I follow more fires... Oh, great. The problem with this sword is... Try out... 1, 2... 1, 2... Like, I can only really do about 3 swings before I lose... Like, that uses up all my stamina, so... I could do a couple more swings with these before I use up all my stamina. Oh. It's one of those things. So I'm definitely gonna have to fight one of those to get past here. Yeah, I better go for it. Oh, that's new. Okay, I don't remember that. Dang. Well, okay then. Down to 94 lives. Well, okay, maybe it was... I'll try this way again, but if I don't get past that big monster that can summon the dead to attack me, maybe I'll need to try going back the way I came, because the other two torches I had to light were on the path to here. Okay, now let me try going through here. Oh, by the way, so I've mostly finished the summer watching list I had. I just have like one more movie, and then watching all the episodes of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. But I took a brief break from that to like start watching Columbo season 3, and dang, I think Columbo might already be like, I watch quite a few mystery detective series. It's one of like, I don't talk about it as much, but it is like a kind of like type of genre I really enjoy, and I think Columbo is just already at season 3, kind of approaching being the best detective series I've seen. Even compared to the other ones I've seen. Like, even compared to shows like Kamen Rider Double, which was one of my, which was already one of my favorites. Okay, let's try going up here. And... I wonder if this might... Okay, well, before I go up there... Is this... I feel like I might have been here before, but I'm not certain. Oh, there's another bonfire here. And there's a big dog. Hello, big dog. Pray to old Wolf-o-Farron. I don't know what any of the legions are, so I'm just gonna say no for now. You seem like a really cool big dog, but I will not worship you just yet. Maybe later. Also, watching through Columbo has made me realize that at some point I'm definitely gonna have to... I'm gonna have to replay Ace Attorney 1 on the channel, because because I did play it for the first time on the channel, but it was such a long time ago, and things have changed so much that it would be really worth just going back to and replaying it from the beginning. And then after I finally get back to it, and replay through that game, play the other Ace Attorney games, because I still have the whole collection of games. Oh, okay. But yeah, I've seen a lot of other people play Ace Attorney, and anytime I watch someone play Ace Attorney, it's always a fun thing to watch. But I've only gotten the chance to play the first one of those games, and I really should. It's one of those series that I don't know if it'll end up my favorite as one of my. It's one of those series that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna enjoy when I eventually get to play more of the games. Because I mean, I did really enjoy Ace Attorney 1. Oh, right, because I just did that. All the monsters here respawned. Okay, let's try going this way again. No, I better keep out the magic wand, because... using range attacks against that thing will help me out. That really is like a really creepy enemy design. Just like this big giant of like hair and bone that is living in a poisonous swamp and can summon the dead. Does it notice me? Okay, maybe I can... That was one hit. Alright. Okay, I'm back here. Well, where does this go? Oh! This goes really high up. I'm like far above the swamp. Okay, that must be one of the remaining towers I need to... That must be the remaining tower I need to find. Really cool that you can see out for miles from here. And you can see all these different areas which I've either visited or will have to visit. Like just this big wall with that beach stretching out for miles beyond it. There's like that big mountain in the distance. I don't think I'm going to visit that mountain. Probably not. Like, yeah, those mountains in the distance, probably not going to visit those. That building, I might have already been there. And if not, I'll probably visit there at some point. That big castle up there, we'll probably visit there at some point, I'm assuming. Alright, so where am I at? Oh. Oh, shoot. Okay, it looks like there's a boss fight here. Well, yeah, that does kind of look like a boss. Well, okay then. I guess let me say hello. Just a little reminder that this playthrough ends once I run out of lives. So if you're enjoying seeing me play this and would like to see this keep going, please consider donating. Either subs, bits, gift subs, or direct donations. Subs, bits, or gift subs if you're watching on Twitch, and then direct donations to my PayPal if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube. Subs, bits, and gift subs do help, but direct donations help me out the most because I'll receive the money you donate immediately. But yeah, if you're able to, please consider donating. We're less than $90 away from the $900 donation goal, which would be making me play Sonic Adventure 2. So any money you donate, in addition to like adding lives and keeping this playthrough going, would also contribute to the donation goals. Oh, he's got rock breath. And nearly killed me in one hit. Okay. They're definitely not the main boss of this area. They feel much more like a side boss. Or like a secret boss. But I'll try fighting him a few more times. This really does go high up. And this will also give me a chance to look at... Okay, so the area where this other tower might be. So it's looking over there. I'm so high up I can't really get a good picture of everything, but is that like... Okay, there's some winged beast over there on the rest of this bridge. I'm guessing I'll probably, after trying to fight this boss a couple times, if I don't beat this boss in the next, like, I guess I'll give it to like 85. I'll go to like if I can't beat this if I get to like 85 lives left before I beat this boss, then I'll just quit on it and move to somewhere else, and I'll pick back up the trail that I was on. That did barely anything. Uh-oh. Probably should use the faster swords. Uh-oh. Actually, now that I think about it, it's definitely not a boss enemy, but it kind of reminds me of that. It reminds me of both the Taurus demon from Dark Souls 1. Uh-oh. Okay. It reminds me of both the... It reminds me of both the Taurus demon from Dark Souls 1 and also that demon that I... Well, not that I fought, that the onion guy fought, and then I just kind of hung back and fired magic at it. Actually, that might be my best option, really. It's just dodging to the side, just keeping it my distance and firing magic at it. I'll try that this time. Yeah, I think the previous, like, lowest amount of lives I had... Yeah, the lowest amount of lives I previously had was, was like getting down to like 90 lives at some point during, like, early on in XCOM 2. So if I get down to like less than 90, Shirley Brewing is looking a bit rough. Well, I mean, this is like, out of the total number of times she's died, like, she died over, like, almost 600 times in Dark Souls. Yeah, she died almost 600 times in Bloodborne. And then, like, over 100... Well, not her specifically, but she died... Quite a few characters died in XCOM 2, and she died quite a few times... A couple of times amongst them. And now she's already died, like, a bunch of times. She's died... Actually, now that I'm looking at it, okay, so I have, in total, 196 lives for Dark Souls 3. Counting the lives left over from XCOM 2 and the ones that, like, were added through donations. And I've lost... I've lost over 100. I've lost 106. Okay, we're gonna keep... Yeah, I'll give it like 5 more tries. I think if I get better at dodging, I can beat them. Like, it will take a lot, because they can one-shot me, but... And then, like I was saying earlier, depending upon... Depending upon what I decide, like, I'm going to be spending the rest, like, tonight after this stream is done, and tomorrow morning kind of figuring this out. These next 2 weeks of streams are going to be a bit different. There will be more Wind Waker, because I don't have much left in Wind Waker. I'm definitely getting near the end of Wind Waker. But, like, August 23rd to August 30th is a PS4 blackout week that a lot of people are doing, myself included, to kind of protest, Sony canceling physical production of PlayStation discs for their systems, which means like during that whole week, no PlayStation games, on stream or off stream. So what that means is, no Dark Souls. No Dark Souls during those days, during that whole week. So I kind of need to figure out, like, if I might spend, if the next stream I do on Tuesday in just a few days, if that might actually be like an extra long Dark Souls 3 stream. To kind of see, to kind of like do is like one last stream on Dark Souls 3 before the next 3 streams. I can't play. I won't be playing a game on PlayStation. or a PS4 or PS5. But yeah, over the next 2 weeks, the other 3 streams are going to be beating Wind Waker, and then probably starting Resident Evil 1 Remake. Because I can't stream nearly as much as I could I can't stream this year nearly as much as I could for the past few years. So what that sadly means is I won't be able to do as many streams for Brawloween. Like the full plans I had for I was hoping to do for Brawloween this year are going to be reduced by a lot, quite a lot. So what's going to likely happen is I'm going to do the Spirit Halloween strategy of starting my Halloween events in late August. Yeah, let me switch to these, because using... Dang. Alright. So yeah, we're gonna... Basically, what's gonna be happening is, over the next 2 weeks, is... Tuesday's stream is gonna be Dark Souls 3 instead of Wind Waker, because it's... I won't say it's like a finale stream, because it could not be. That's kind of one of the main things that, like I said earlier, kind of one of the main things about this Donathon is that I have no idea, like, if anyone will donate at any point. So someone could donate a lot of money and add a bunch more lives onto this. But I'm going off the assumption that won't. But I'm kind of going off the assumption that won't happen. So what? So if this is, like, if I'm not able to beat this game with the remaining number of lives I have, and this is the end of the Donathon, I'm going to use Tuesday's stream to kind of have, like, one big push. Like, try to see how far into the game I can get. And then after... Yeah, try to see how far into the game I can get. Or maybe even be the end of the Donathon, if I lose enough lives. We will just have to see. Oh, an axe. I'm dead. Oh. I died there, but they almost threw me over the edge of the bridge. That would have actually been a pretty funny way to go. If they just threw Shirley Brewing just clear over the edge of the bridge, and we actually got to see, like, some of the areas. There's got to be, like, one Dark Souls boss fight, like, on a bridge. Because there's a lot of Dark Souls boss fights on bridges. There's got to be one that's, like, they pick you for, like, their finishing move. If they grab you, they pick you up, and they just toss you over the side. That feels like the kind of a funny but also feels kind of cheap thing that Dark Souls would do. Is like, even if your character's at full health, the boss just picks you up and just tosses you over the edge. Okay, I'm down to... Okay, I'm going to give myself 2 more tries at this, and then I'm going to, Well, I have it... Well, we'll see. I have gotten them down to, like, half health, so maybe I'll keep at it. I've gotten used to some of their moves. Emphasis on some. Emphasis on some. Oh, they did throw me over the side. It can happen. I wonder if this big rock demon I'm fighting is like the guardian of this big dog. Or maybe the big dog is supposed to be the guardian of this big rock demon, but they just got tired. Yeah, So, I did say that, like, I am still excited to play Kingdom Hearts 4. I am excited to play that. I'm probably gonna have to wait to get... probably gonna wait to get it and play it through it until I replay through all the Kingdom Hearts games. So, starting with Kingdom Hearts 1, and then eventually I'll get to the original Chain of Memories, and then I'll get to, replaying through 358 over 2 days. And then get to 2, then Recoded, Birth by Sleep, A Fragmentary Passage, Kingdom Hearts 3, and then Kingdom Hearts 4. So it will be quite some time until I eventually play Kingdom Hearts 4 on the channel, but I'm kind of okay with that because even though I am excited for the game, there's a lot of games I really want to play through first before I get to before I buy Kingdom Hearts 4. And I'd like chief among them is I'd like to get through a bunch more. I want to do this like revisiting all the Kingdom Hearts games. I want to do this revisiting of all the Kingdom Hearts games before I play KH4. And also, I want to play through a lot more Final Fantasies. Just because First Fantasy was the big event I had planned to do before. So with them doubling down as hard as they did about Kingdom Hearts 4 coming out in late 2027, it's probably the last game I'll buy physical. Oh, if it's like the last game they release physically on PS5, then that's probably going to be the last game. Then that's going to probably be the last PS5 game I get. Once Sony stops doing physical PS5 games, then that'll probably be the end of me buying any new physical PS5. That'll probably be the end of me buying any games made for PS5. There are still a bunch of games that were released on PS4 and PS5 that I still want to get, like Spider-Man 2 as one of them. So that'll be the last one. Someone comes to their senses and realizes, wait, this is dumb. But we'll see that. Who knows if we'll see that? I might get that Star Wars Zero Company game that's coming out that's coming out soon. but that's probably going to end up being the last game I ever buy from EA. Uh-oh. So, for those who don't know, it was like announced, I think earlier this week, that the deal for the Saudi Arabian government to buy up EA, and then as part of like one of these publicly traded businesses getting bought, saddling EA with the debt that comes around from them being bought. Yeah, that went through. So now this part of well, actually, no, I might not buy a Zero Company, because now, like, it'd be for the same reason why I'm not buying any new SNK games. So, yeah, I probably won't buy a Zero Company. But basically, what I was trying to get at there was that that Star Wars Zero Company might be the last worthwhile game EA makes or releases. Because now, EA has to, like, make up the money for the billions of dollar debt that they were given for being bought by another company. So it says, I'll be the pessimist. I don't think Sony will change their minds. I don't think they're going to either. But what I think is that what's going to happen is that's going to really... I think it will harm their sales numbers more than... I think it will harm their sales numbers more than they expected, but just as much as people were saying, like, this is going to harm their sales numbers. Like, I think their games are still going to sell well, but, like, with first-party PS5 games... With first-party PS5 games being, like, $70, $80 now, and there's no chance of a sale if you can only buy it digital, I think that is going to really harm the, I think that's going to really harm the number of, like, their sales numbers for their new first-party games. Simpsons, and for the record, while I support the PS Blackout and will do my best to participate myself, I don't think it's going to work. It's already coming with an expiration date, and while core gamers, or rather people who play their systems and buy more than 2 games a year, know about the PS Blackout, it's being planned for the week that is the COD Open Beta. You really, like, COD players are, like, on a whole, like, basically COD players are, like, in their whole other section of, like, video game players now at this point. Like, everyone I know who plays Call of Duty only plays Call of Duty. So he says, sure, but there's still going to be users who are playing potentially on PlayStation. But yeah, Sleep says during the winter of the blackout. But yeah, no, I know that but I know you're being the pessimist here, Sleepless. But really, yeah, it probably won't work. But it's at least, even if it's rather than doing it out of believing that this will change things, me personally, I'm doing this out of spite. I'm joining in with this out of being petty. Do I think this will change Sony's minds? Probably not. But I'm still But I'm still gonna do it because one for pettiness, like I said, to be spiteful, and two because I would rather try it. Yeah, one because out of spitefulness, and two, I would rather try this, and I would rather do this and give a chance that it might work than not do it. That's been my attitude towards a lot of it. That's why I've been talking a lot more about, that's why I've been much more open of talking about, like, contacting Congress people and, like, making y'all aware of, bills that should be stopped, and making y'all aware about other, bad events that are going on. Because I don't know if me talking about this to my very limited audience will help, but I would rather do it at the chance that it might help. And like that's kind of my attitude towards the activism, is that do what I can, and well, if they're gonna ruin things, if they're gonna try to ruin things, don't just sit back and let them ruin things. Go down kicking and screaming. Make this... If they're gonna ruin things, then make the process of them ruining it really annoying for them. Oh, wait, I killed them. Okay. Slip says, you gotta remember Sony's looking at the money GTA 6 makes. Rumors that it's already made $1.15 billion in pre-order revenue. I will admit, this is coming from someone who is completely on the outside as to what Grand Theft Auto is like. Like, nothing against the series, but every time I see Grand Theft Auto, I've just not been... Anytime I see any Grand Theft Auto games, like, none of them have looked interesting to me. And the most interesting thing I've seen about this new Grand Theft Auto is people drawing the cover girl, the girl from the cover art of Grand Theft Auto 6, drawing, like, different characters in her outfit and pose, and then that makes me think of far more interesting games that I would rather play than what Grand Theft Auto looks like. So, I am completely on the outside as Grand Theft Auto goes. I don't ever see myself playing the games. But with that being said, I don't know how Grand Theft Auto, like, Grand Theft Auto has to make, like, not just billions of dollars, like, tens, maybe even hundreds of billions of dollars, I think, to, like, recoup the cost of its development and, like, its marketing, and to meet the sales expectations that are expected of it. Like, I feel like even if every person on Earth were to buy one copy of Grand Theft Auto 6, I feel like even then it could... I'm not sure how it could meet just the obscene sales expectations of this... of where expectations of what this are expected from this game to sell. Says, and Sony's more concerned with you being everybody's place to play than being your place to play. They would rather you buy Madden, EA, FC, NBA 2K, COD, or whatever your poison of choice is for annual game, and make money off you buying microtransactions in that game, then worry about the person who buys their game once. I get that, but the issue then there, well, the issue they're definitely going to run in, that Sony's definitely going to run into here, is that by making their system all digital, they are basically making their system, like a computer just for games that are on PC. And yeah, they still have like their first party Sony game, their first party PlayStation games, which are going to definitely make money for them. But even in that regard, even with that in mind, there's still like you could play a lot of games on PlayStation. You could play a lot of indie games, first party games, third party games. You could play a lot of games on PlayStation. But even then, if you make your console, like if you're making your console something that it can only it's competing with the PC, with people's PCs, they're gonna be like, you're still gonna be limited to what your player base can play. They're still gonna be limited to the number of games they can play compared to someone who's playing games on their PC. Good doggy. There's a lot of swords around them, I just realized. Looks like stabbed into skulls, or... Okay. Maybe helmets. Okay, let me level up again. Oh, there she is.
Welcome home, I speak. Very well. Then touch the darkness within me.
So says, I'm interested to see how the EU anti-monopoly suites go. Stop Killing Games and Does It Play are backing suites in. I think it was the Netherlands. One of the EU countries, though, has an open suite against Sony for the killing of physical. Yeah, I am also curious to see how those go. I should do a better job of keeping up with those. But I am really curious to see, like, where the lawsuits and potential lawsuits against Sony for doing this, like, what happens with them. Because if those like three things, I could see three things happening. Is one, those lawsuits don't happen, they just don't happen. They don't go to court, and then just Sony continues on as normal. Two, they do actually go to court and they succeed, which forces Sony to keep making physical games, or allow something else, like allow another storefront. Which, if they keep making physical games as a response to the lawsuit, then they will, like, that would actually be better for them than if they were to force to allow another storefront onto the PlayStation Store, because that would end up that, like, some of the money, like, games bought from that other store would go to that other store on the PlayStation.
Farewell.
And then the third thing that happens is, like, Sony is allowed to go through with this. Like Sony is allowed to go through with this by the courts. Which, if that happens, I could see that being the start of, like, other companies like Xbox going, well, hey, if Sony can just stop making physical games, we'll stop making physical games. So it says, I do think a lot of the issue with the all digital will be mitigated, though, if we had things like, one, ownership of digital media, and two, demonstration of additional competitive storefronts. You're right there, but also if it wasn't, like, the costing, the measures of cost, like, it would actually be, from what I have heard, it actually is a lot cheaper to just, like, produce like discs, CD discs and Blu-ray discs to put games on than it would be to try to increase the storage space of a console. Like, this is gonna be another one of those things that, like, Sony is doing this Sony's going to do this, and they're going to say one of the reasons is to cut costs, but it's actually going to end up costing them more money. Good dog. I guess I'll go back down here now. I need to find this third tower, which, okay, it's over there. Let me go down this way. I didn't even mention it in all the talking, but I'm now down to 83 lives. So this is definitely the lowest I've gotten with number of remaining lives in a... Oh. This is the lowest number of lives I had remaining during the Donothon. Okay, let me try going here. What? Someone hasn't... Oh, I thought that was picking up item. Praise the soup. Contraption required ahead. Okay. That's one of those big swamp specters. Fast-moving creatures in the swamp sounds like a very bad thing. I can't see... Oh, gosh. That's a lot of text. Sleeper says, if buying was ownership of a digital game instead of access to a license that can be revoked at any time or any reason by either Sony or the publisher, a la the movies that got pulled, the crew getting killed, etc., then I think people would be more willing to participate in digital purchasing, much like how GOG allows you to buy a game once on PC and does not have DRM software check-ins required for games purchased through them, as well as bootable code that can be put on a USB drive that can be plugged into a computer. That is a really good point. Yeah, if there was... Like, one of the reasons why I still have GOG around is because if I buy a game on Steam, GOG will acknowledge it and will say, like, oh, you have Resident Evil 2 and 3 from Steam. You can just load them. You can just load them into your GOG account. You can just load them. Yeah, you can just load the games you have from Steam onto a GOG account. That is a good point. That yeah, if Sony were to set up something like that for GOG, where it's like, oh, you already have this game from something else, yeah, then yeah, sure, you can have it on. That's counted as having it on here. I'm kind of waiting for this poison to expire. Oh dang, we've already only got like 30 minutes left. Okay, where is that other tower? Have I been here before? I think I've been here before. No, wait, no, I haven't, because I would have picked up that item. Oh shit. Okay. I wanted to see if I could cut that thing hanging from the tree, but... So yeah, this Tuesday stream will be the last Dark Souls 3 stream for like the next 2 weeks. I'm going to do like a longer stream of Dark Souls 3 on Tuesday to kind of see how far I can get, if there's any hope for me beating this game with the remaining number of lives I have left. And then kind of like, basically I guess you could say give like one last big push in this game for the Donathon, because I'm doing really poor at this game overall. And I think it's very likely I'm gonna, like, lose all my remaining lives. Like, unless, like, a lot of money is donated to give me a lot more lives, I think I'm gonna, like, lose all my remaining lives before I beat this game. Which, if that is the case, then I'm gonna... If that does happen, then I'm gonna use Tuesday as, like, a big stream to kind of get as far into the game as I can. I'm dead. So says, and then yeah, using GOG as a competitor to Steam, if there was an equivalent storefront you could get games/content out for PS to offer competitive deals and alternate features, I think again it'd be more palatable for all digital future. I do hope that doesn't happen though. Like, despite all the things that could be done to like mitigate the damage, I do hope like that all digital future doesn't happen, because I do still really like having physical games. Although, now that I say this, there are people like... No, that'll never happen. Now that I think about it, no, that'll never happen. Because even for older systems, there are people out there developing physical games for older systems. Now. Like, I mentioned that new Cuphead game that's coming out is being developed to where it can not only work on modern systems, it can also work on, like I think a Sega Saturn. And I just found out that there are, like, indie devs that are making, like... They're indie devs that are making, like, brand new games. They're indie devs making brand new games for the Game Boy card reader. For the Game Boy e-card reader. So it's a Sega Master System, I think. Yeah, what might happen... Okay, what might happen is... If this whole physical future does come... Like, if this digital future does come to pass... Probably for, like, if it does come to pass for Sony, I don't think it'll happen for Nintendo. I think Nintendo is just so... I don't think it'll happen for Nintendo, because Nintendo is... I mean, I could be wrong here, but even though Nintendo is pushing, like, the key cards... Sue says I wouldn't count on that. Well, basically, okay then. Changing my tone. Okay then, changing what I'm about to say. Let me change what I'm about to say. Oh, it's Estes soup. So it's like soup that tastes like Sunny D. So even if this all digital future does come to pass, and both say like Sony and Nintendo only start making digital games, we're still gonna get physical games because smaller devs will just start making physical games for like older systems. Like, I mean, the latest Shantae game came out on the GBA. It released on like new modern systems and GBA. So, and those are gonna actually be like much, and that will actually probably contribute more to the sales of. And if the only physical version of the game you can get is for older systems, then that will probably contribute to those those version sales. Like, I'm willing to bet that like the GBA version of Shantae, like if this all digital future does come to pass, and I'm willing to bet like the GBA version of the game would be would sell more. Okay, I'm down to 81 lives. Dang. Oh! Shenzo, ring of the party of 8. Welcome in. Welcome to the Dark Souls 3 Donathon. Excuse me. Welcome to BrawlKaiser's Bizarre Donathon, Arc 3, Dark Souls 3, Day 5. So yeah, welcome in. If you're not, you haven't been, okay, hold on. We're gonna step back up here so the slugs don't interrupt me. But basically, what's going on is I'm playing through Dark Souls 3 with a limited number of lives, and every dollar donated will add more lives and can contribute to these donation goals. So we're currently working our way towards the $900 donation goal, which if we reach that, I'll play Sonic Adventure 2 for the first time. Yeah, welcome in, Shinzo. Hope you had a good stream. Ow. So yeah, I'm currently at about 81 lives left. So, just a reminder, if you would like to see this continue, please consider donating. Because if you'd like to see this, me continue playing this, please consider donating. Because every dollar adds another life and keeps this playthrough going, and I've only got about 81 lives left. Okay, I really need to find that tower. At least I'm getting Titanite shards from these things. That thing. Come on. Come on. Okay, let me take a brief second up here to, like, see if I can figure out where the tower's at. Okay, there's that there. It's very difficult to tell. Okay, maybe if I go up here. Oh, Miyazaki, you and your poison swamps. Just can't help himself. Okay, but seriously, where is this tower? Okay, that looks like it's near the start. That's like the start of the area. Was this just like, was this third tower by the start of the area and I just completely missed it? Yeah, that's the start of the area. Oh my gosh, oh my... I think maybe this third tower is near the start of the area and I just missed it. Gosh dang it. So I think you missed it because instead of going around the big angry one that kills you every time, you just went a different route. Okay, now this is the... No, this led directly into the first... Okay, this led directly into the first tower that I turned off. Well, hold on. Let me just... search around here. Okay, there it is. So, okay, so I got way off. It's over there. Yeah, so I got way off. It's over here. Yeah. Okay, it's right next to these giant things which I fought and died against. Yeah, that thing. Okay, they're not chasing me here. Hooray. That should be the third one. Okay. So I should now be able to go through there. I'm guessing that's the boss area. So if you're sticking around from the stream, if you're sticking around from the raid, thank you. If you are considering donating to keep the Donathon going, just a reminder that like subs, bits, and gift subs do help, but direct donations to my PayPal help me out the most because I'll receive the money you donate immediately. But if you're not able to donate or you don't feel like donating, that's totally fine. And thank you for sticking around. Oh. Alright, but now I need to find my way back to that first area. I guess I could just use a homeward bone. Return last bonfire rested at after shrine. Let me just use the homeward bone. Bonfire last rested at. Let's just go back to there. Let me just go back to there. Good dog. And, but now I gotta fight my way through the slugs. Again. Well, let me go save at that bonfire that's down here and closer to the keep. Oh. I didn't know that I could actually use my Estus flask while on a ladder. Let me just try running away from them for now. I don't think any of the times I've fought in one of those big swamp phantoms I've killed any of them. I don't think I've killed any of them. But let's go. If this is where I fight the boss, let me go ahead and fight them so I can get out of this swamp. So let me just save right here. There. Now when I die, the next 20 times, I'll just respawn there. And let's go see who's behind this door. Well, this might not be the boss room. This might be the start to a whole new area, but I already went through like 2 areas to get here, so I kind of feel like the boss area has to be nearby. Oh, it's a lot of swords here. If only I could take some of them. What, they're not using them? What's wrong with grabbing a few spare swords? Hello? Okay, this is a new area. Sue says, even if you could, they're strength swords, not dex ones. Oh, this I can't. I was wrong. It is a new area. We're not near the boss room. I'm not near the boss room at all. And I'm now down to 80 lives. Okay. This is going to take me a few tries. I'm kind of willing to go past, like, a little past 8:30. Not too long, but maybe up to, like, 9 or 9:30. Just to see if I can make it past this area. Well, I say that, but if the bosses are right... If the boss is, like, right through here, that's gonna be... Like, every time I die to the boss, I'm gonna have to fight these things again, just to work my way up towards them. Sneak attack? Damn it. Never mind. "79 lives remaining." Yeah, I think it's definitely the case that if I'm gonna beat this game and if I'm for me to beat this game, I'm gonna need a lot more lives. Because this is like the third major area I've been in. Yeah, because I fought a Udex Gundyr, and I fought Vort. But that was the last boss I fought. The last boss I fought was a couple streams ago in Vort. I haven't even seen another boss since then. Maybe they won't notice. So you did skip a few bosses. Oh, really? Oh, I had no idea. Okay, so is this another new area? What the heck? What's going on here? Okay, someone's fighting them. Okay, fine by me. Is this just a whole new area? So it says, yeah, there's a giant tree you missed, and there's also the whole church and a few others. Oh. Darn. I guess. Well, yeah, I guess darn. Where is... Hold on, I'm going to stay here for a second to see, like, where this is at. Fahrenkeep perimeter. Okay. So I missed a couple of bosses. Yeah, I didn't even realize that there were a couple of bosses I missed. Okay, instead of continuing back through there, I'm just going to look through here and see what happens here. What the heck is that? What the heck are those guys? Okay, those... You know, I'm just going to stay back and hide. Oh, shit. Dang. Sigma says, Ring Knights, they will kill you. Yes. They will. They just did. I think it's a sign that even the game knows that they're kind of throwing a lot at me right now when they're like, okay, so when they're like, there's been 3 bonfires in very close proximity to each other. Like, there was that one bonfire I started at, and there was a bonfire, like, directly above it after I climbed a ladder. And then there was, like, this third bonfire, which is not that far away from the first 2. Okay, if those guys are going to appear here, let me see where they go first. Maybe they'll walk into there. So their sword was my main weapon the first time I played through this game back at launch with my friends. It is a cool-looking sword. Okay, I'll let them kill them. Darn. I was hoping those other enemies would put up more of a fight. So says, technically speaking, this is a way to passively farm XP. No, I figured. Okay, they're not coming after me. I'm gonna run towards this thing. There's actually a lot of... Okay, there's actually, like, quite a bit to this area. Oh, hello. And I'm getting quite a few Titanite shards. Okay, let me try heading around here. Are those ring knights still killing people? It sounds like they're still fighting people. Oh, no, that's fighting coming from there. Okay, yeah, I think this is the Abyss Watchers. But... okay. Okay, they got distracted by them. Good. Let's head in here. Open, 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 open. Open, 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 open. Uh-oh. Okay, we're in the boss arena. Okay. Out of the frying pan into the fire, I just escaped from one enemy to go fight the boss. Look at their tiny hats. Well, not tiny hats. They're very thin hats. They're thin, vaguely reminiscent of Bloodborne hats. Or Bloodborne fashion, I guess you could say. Alright. Okay, it's already almost 8:30, but I'm going to try this fight a few times. I might go to like 9 or 9:30. We'll see. I'll give this stream a little bit longer. Jeez, that took out half my health. Oh, another one. Great, another one. So, I have to figure out a way around those ring knights just to get to this boss fight. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll go till like 9 p.m. Not too long, because I have been up since like 6 in the morning, thanks to work. Oh. We're gonna take this away. Shit, they saw me. Getting past these two and fighting this boss might end up costing me my remaining lives. This might be where the Donothon ends. I've still got 76 lives left. I've got 76 lives left, but this entire area is just multiple enemies fighting me at once. Like, from these two guys, to if I were to somehow get past them, to fight that whole group of enemies, to the very boss that I'm fighting. This is just, like... So it's a cool thing. If you kill the ads, they come back on your team like you saw as you were dying. Okay, so if I kill more of the smaller ones, they'll come back to fight the remaining ones alive. Let me try to avoid any enemies. I say and then run into an enemy. Uh-oh. Okay, they're going after them. Okay, I'm just gonna run right past them. I'm gonna run right past them into the boss arena. Jeez. In this single stream, I've gone down from 104 lives to 75. So, yeah, we're gonna go... Okay, let me take a short break, and then when I get back, I'll give it a few more tries. I'll go to like 9 or 9:30. And then I'll have to end the stream there. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back now. So, I'm gonna go till 9 or 9:30. We shall see. So, we'll see how... I'm gonna try to fight this boss a couple of times. We'll see if I can beat them before I have to end the night. I gotta keep an eye on those two guys, because they'll just... Because if I get too close, they'll notice me. Aha, surprise. I'll try this time with the dual... Yeah, well, I was trying it before with the dual blades, but let me keep trying it with the dual blades. Oh, they've got poison too. Okay, they didn't notice that. But now I have to use up one of my Estus flasks already. I think the enemy who's up there here ran after them. There seems to be only one of them. Never mind. Never mind. Yep, both of them are here. Okay, then I'm just gonna jump down there and run through. Okay, let's try this again. Dang it. Okay, I'm gonna probably only go till like 9 p.m. That's probably about as much as I can stand of this. Yeah, Tuesday will be the more dark, instead of Wind Waker, will be more Dark Souls 3, and it might be the final stream of the Donathon. We shall see. But I've only got about 74 lives left. And that's not counting how many lives I'm about... Well, that's besides how many lives I'm about to lose, so... If I can't beat them in these next couple of tries, then before like the stream ends, then yeah, that's I might be going into Tuesday's stream with not that many lives left. Well, I will be going to Tuesday's stream with not that many lives left. I've only got 74 left. Okay, while they're fighting them, let me rush in here. Dang, I thought I dodged that. Dang. They're basically fighting like like an advanced version of how, of like half of my fighting style with the fast sword moves. Yeah, they're almost like an advanced version of like, well, half of my fighting style. They don't have the magic, but they do have dual blades. And there's like, they make up for not having magic by having like 50 of them. Okay. What doesn't make this any easier is that I either have to fight those 2 ring knights and then rush, like, deal with all the other enemies that they usually kill, or try to avoid them, which will take quite some time. Okay, they're far enough. They're far enough, so... Okay, they're going back towards there. Let me run through. That time went pretty badly. That went pretty badly. It came. You know what? Let me try running for it. This time I'm going to try running for it. See how far I can get. Where are they at? Why aren't they... Oh, there they are. There they go. Okay, I'm just gonna run past them. Run past them. And get in here. Dang, okay, I've got to dodge to the side of that. Oh, great. Okay. 71 lives left. I am down. I am almost down to only 70 lives left. Which is, yeah, it's far and away the lowest I've gotten. As far as remaining lives for the Donathon. Okay, I'm just gonna run past them. let's just go. I'm gonna go in here. I'll try this again. Let me keep the magic staff out. Maybe I can like get a chance to shoot some magic at them. Okay, there's the second one. I think I hear a third one. There's definitely a third one. Okay, they're doing damage to them. I know this isn't helpful to me in the long run. Yeah, I know this is probably better if I fight them myself in the long run, but dang, they are tough. Okay, there's another one. Yeah, I'm just gonna let them handle this. All my Estus flasks gone already. So the first two, it seems like the first two will always target me, but the third one will attack the other. Okay, here we go. Phase 2. The only reason I got to this phase was because of choosing the coward's path. That's it. Oh, great, they got a flame sword now. So, objectively, this is cool as heck. This is really cool as heck, yes, correct. That is objectively true. But I'm about to die. Okay, down to 70 lives remaining. Okay, we got about less than 15 minutes left. And I am down to 70 lives remaining, so... well, actually, let me try... Let me try this sword. It's slower, but it does more damage, so maybe this will actually be a better pick. I'm gonna really only get in like 1 or 2 slashing attacks before I have to jump away to dodge them. So, yeah, ow. Should almost certainly focus more on dodging than attacking. Oh, come on. Well, I might have been able to survive that first attack if they hadn't stabbed me after I'd passed through the door. Okay, I am down to 69 lives remaining. Oh, cool. I'm down to 69 lives remaining. So it says 69 remaining? Nice. Not in this case. 69 out of 196. That's almost 130 lives gone. And I'm at like... I know there's a lot more than just these 4 bosses, but this is like the first of the major lords that I have to defeat. Okay, I'm just gonna run past them. I'm already down to half health and the boss fight hasn't even started yet. Damn it. Well, I hope you made the joke while you could, because I'm now down to 68. So you did get an Estus Shard this Swamp. You are right. I did get a lot of upgrades. What I'll probably do during the start of... I'm going to challenge them one more time. 1 or 2 more times. And what I'm going to do during the start of Tuesday stream is like sell some of the stuff I'm not going to use and upgrade what I can. This is basically trying to see if I can maybe beat them before, in the next 10 minutes. But there's not enough time for me to go back and, like, upgrade my stuff. We'll save that for the beginning of Tuesday's stream. So again, yeah, Tuesday, instead of being Wind Waker, will be, like, more Dark Souls 3. I've got, like, less than 70 lives left, so we're gonna see if I can manage to get through. We're gonna see how far I can get on my remaining number of lives. Because I have no idea if anyone's gonna donate towards the Donothon anymore. This does do significantly more damage than my other weapons. Basically what this is like, I have no idea if I'm going to beat these. I'd have no idea if I'm going to beat these guys, or if I'm going to run out of lives, but this is basically what's going to be the majority of the stream on Tuesday, unless I can beat them, or unless I run out of lives. So what I'm using this for is, since I have so few lives remaining, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get any more donations towards the Donathon, I'm kind of using this to test to see what'll work. Kind of figure out the right route to take to get to them, and like what's the best set of weapons to use. And then on Tuesday at the start of stream, I'm going to upgrade my stuff. Gonna start Tuesday's stream by upgrading my stuff, and then I'm gonna go back in and start fighting them. And if Tuesday is the end of the Donathon, like if I do lose all my remaining lives on Tuesday, then also what'll happen is like one last big thank you to everyone for being part of this Donathon for the past almost a year. Like, if this ends on Tuesday, we'll still have made it to almost August. And a good... And we'll made it like to almost to September. Basically, if this does end on Tuesday, then we'll have made it 3 months short of a full year for the Donathon. Which a big portion of that, a big reason for that, was due to like my stream schedule being so messed up by work, and like my current living situation. But that doesn't take away from the fact that y'all did donate a lot of money to help me out during these past few months, during this past almost a year, and y'all doing so has allowed me to beat 2 games and unlocked a lot of future streams that are going to happen. I'm waiting for the third one. I'm trying to just dodging right now, waiting for the third one to appear. There they are. All right, 65 lives left. I've only got 6 minutes left, so yeah, unless any more donations happen, I think Tuesday might be the end of the Donathon. We shall see. Maybe I do my upgrades, and then like the very first minute of my very first attempt on stream, I beat these guys. But even if I do beat them on my very first attempt during the start of Tuesday's stream, I still have the entire rest of the game to try and get through with the number of lives I have left. That just took a minute. The amount of time it took for me to run over to them, start fighting them, and die took just a minute. Oh gosh. I might be kind of screwed here. Calling it like it is. Well, hope y'all can come to the stream on Tuesday for what might be the finale to this Donathon. Well, not exactly finale, because I still got to do all the donation goals. And that's really the donation... Really, everything for the Donathon isn't over until all the donation goals have been completed. All the donation goals y'all reached have been completed. But for the amount of time to build up donation goals, yeah, that will have expired. So I got a raid target if you want, bro. Sure. The thing is, it actually is pretty easy to stagger them. Well, not stagger them, but stun them. They are kind of glass cannony. Like, they don't, like, they take a lot of damage from my attacks, but they move so fast, and they also do a lot of damage, and there is 2 of them. Okay, let me get away from them. Sim says Sugi Aoki. She's starting Kingdom Hearts 2 final mix tonight. Is nearing the end of the Roxas prologue. So she's been so she's nearing the 20th hour. So she's nearing the 12th hour of the game. Gotcha. Well, yes. If she's still alive, by the time we reach in like 2 minutes, then yes, I'll raid them. Okay. All right, we're gonna give it one more try. Final try of the night. Final try of the night. And then I'm going to call it there. And I will see y'all on Tuesday. Hopefully. If y'all can make it. And we'll see. And Tuesday might be the finale of the Donathon stream. No idea. We'll just see how it goes. I could lose all my remaining lot. Like, nobody could donate any money. Nobody could make any donations. And that's the end of this. Or someone drops, like, or quite a few donations are made, and that gives me enough lives to get through this. But we'll see. Yeah, okay, that's it. $62 lives remaining. That's it for the stream. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope I can see you on Tuesday for what might be the finale of the So it says you'll get him next time, maybe. We shall just have to see. Yeah, so Tuesday stream, 62 lives left. We'll see if I can get past this. But it might be the finale of it might be the final stream of the Donathon. So thank y'all for tuning in. Hope I can see you on Tuesday. And we'll go raid Sugi Aoki. Have a good rest of the night. Bye, everyone.